But Bob, are you hearing us? Put in the chat. You should be able to click on the chat because we're seeing you. You are in the room, and I can actually. You've got your mic on. Bob, do you hear us? Put something in the chat if you do. I'm gonna type in the chat just real quick.
I can see, but I can't see.
I got you. We're hearing you. Bob, do you hear us? You're coming in. Technicalities. Yeah, Bob, we see you. You're actually in twice, and that might be the problem. We might need to get you off at least once, one of these, but don't worry about it yet. By the way, you know what I found now, Mark? The people that come in as guests and whatever that do not have the share screen, you can we as the administrators can click and turn their screen share on for them. You are in, Bob. I don't know whether you're hearing or seeing us. I clicked in the chat. Bob, do you hear us? Anyway, I'm going to let Mark sort of work with you on getting that going because I want to keep talking to people about a couple different topics that I kind of wanted to make for our session today. And one of them was related to Harvest Toast, which I talked about. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to actually get off of this one also here and be on this one. And then I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to put upcoming stays. There we go. All right, there it is. Everybody see my screen? Mark, do you see my screen? Cool. So these are people coming in the next period of time. This is the fellow who just drove in today, Gregory Go, and there's others that are registered for just the next month. They'll stay for one night, and it's free. That's the part about it that's cool. They literally don't pay Harvest Host anything. They don't pay us. They're encouraged to do something with us in terms of coming to our store or giving a donation, which for all the people we've had, and we've been doing this about a month and a half now, every one of them has done something in terms of buying something or donating. And we're fortunate we do have a store, so we have things that we'd be able to sell. But I would bet every one of you out there that are watching this live or as a replay has the capability to host someone if you wanted to. You can literally do it in a driveway. Now, you may have homeowners association rules that you've got to deal with, but you could potentially do that. And this is the host page that you're seeing here, and it's got a dashboard that I look at. Let me just show you what the profile, what it looks like if you look for finding hosts. So this is what you'd see if you were a member and you were just trying to find someone to go to. I don't want the no thanks here. This is just showing places all over. And it's actually, that's a map of the US. I'm going to move over to where we're at in the Denver area. And here's up near us. And let's see here, this might show us specifically. Actually, this is us right here. So I'm clicking on ours. So that's Mountain Sky Ranch. And it says the stays. I actually want to click it to where it'll show our profile page. And here it is. So pictures of some alpacas and goats, and here's some baby alpacas. Here's what's really cool is that the guests can submit photos themselves. So this one was ours. This one is ours. This is not ours. This is one of our guests that submitted this photo. It's an interesting beeping. Bob, have you gotten on? Here's another photo. I'll scroll through these. It's interesting just to see what other people have put up. This was not that long ago. We had snow, and this is actually from someone else. We didn't post this. Here's a family that was here that actually put their photos up of themselves. Just a different view from that same family. There's our pond. I don't think I did this one. This one's more recent. Could have been one that I took, but I don't think so. It's one of our ponds. That's definitely not one. That's Frostita. It's one of our female alpaca. Oh, actually, it's not either. That's one of our males. That's actually Phelps, I believe. Here's another picture. The same alpaca in the background. That one I think is one we took. This one is definitely one that some of our guests took. Also here, these are our young males. This is one of our guests' units that they had. This is actually a camper with a deck on the back of a pickup truck. There's a Starlink antenna that's in the background. Again, another guest that's down by one of our ponds. Here's that same unit with that deck going out. So look at it, it's a camper. When they were here, this wasn't that long ago, there'd only been 5 of these made in the country, in the world. The manufacturer's Palomino. Don't mean to give them a big pitch, but it was very cool what these folks had. And here's our store and somebody that's shopping in there. Again, these are photos from our guests, which is pretty cool. So Harvest Toast was one of the things I want to talk about because one, you should think about using it for yourselves if you are traveling and you want to have short stays. And you saw the map that I put up earlier. They're all over the country. They're not that old of an organization. I think maybe 2 years at the most, maybe a little bit older than that, but not much. And we found out about them through another one of our alpaca friends who live a couple-hour drive from us. And they're really remote that have people coming. Bob, have you gotten able to come on yet? Mark, has Bob been able to loosen himself? Yeah, what's going on? Okay. Well, I'll just keep going. You just kind of continue to work with him. And everybody knows Mark. Mark is our guy behind the glass. And one of Bob's icons has jumped off now, which is a good sign. And maybe that he won't conflict with each other, with himself. Second topic I want to talk about today was our new ranch managers who are here, both being a little bit shy, but they're actually in the background. You can see, I think, Arthur right there, and Alana's actually there. We got her hand in the background. And I wanted to give them a little glimpse of this. Mark, say hi. Say that to Alana.
Hello.
And they're going to be with us hopefully for a good long time. And they've both been just getting used to the place and doing all kinds of things. And as we've gotten started, as I mentioned last week, and we are still in it. We are having some very, very weird weather. It is like we're in Seattle or something. It is so wet and getting rainfall every day. A lot sometimes, not a huge amount in the last couple of days, but it rains about every hour, it seems like, which is similar to what it does in Seattle. So I wanted to introduce them, and I'm sort of showing them how this whole process works. And we'll have them come on with us for more formally as guests in the webinar sometime in the near future. So that was my second topic of the day. The third topic is auctions, because you guys have heard me talk about them. I'm going to just shift to another tab here. So Mark, I'm going to have to shift my what I show on the screen here. Bob, I think we hear you. I think that was Bob that we were hearing back. Well, I want to bring this one up because auctions. If you are someone who wants to say that you live economically, it means that one of the things you're doing is, I'm going to call it smart buying. And there's all kinds of ways to do smart buying. But one of those ways is through auctions, and specifically farm auctions, and even more specifically, estate auctions, which is, as you see on the screen, this is one particular auction house, very local. It's called Pacific Auction Companies. They're based in Longmont, which is a little town that, not little, 100,000 person city that's just down the road from us. And I have been going to their auctions either live or online, and more auctions are online now. And in some cases, you can't even do a viewing of what it is that you're going to be buying live before the auction. In other cases, you can. And you're seeing on the screen here right now 3 different auctions that have all occurred recently. This one was just Monday night, and I'll talk a little more about it in a minute. This one was last week, and they do every month. And this is not an estate. This is specific equipment that they call Field and Stream. And then this is one that was about 2 weeks ago, which was both live and online. And it was actually at a farm site in the area. And one that I really felt like I was able to do very well in terms of buying things for a lot less than what they're worth, which you can do a lot of. So I joked with Lana when she first came in, Lana here today, because I'm going to move my camera. So I'm going to get rid of the screen for just a second. Actually, I don't need to get rid of it, but move the camera down. And do you see that monitor right down there to my, right there? That is a 45, I don't remember exactly. What brand is it? Sony television. So it's a smart TV. It's got all the streaming capabilities. When it was sold at the auction, they said that there was one thing that was an issue on it, which is it didn't have all of the attachment on the back of it, which it still doesn't. That's why it's sitting here on the floor in my office. Actually, I attach a different computer to it and look at the screen on it typically. So what would you think I paid for that unit? Mark, make a guess. No, wasn't that extravagant. It was $1. So that unit that works perfectly well cost $1. Let me show you something else that's right here in the office that
Throw away another avocado seed again after watching this. You can make tea from the seed and it contains anti-inflammatory properties, a lot
Wow.
of potassium to regulate your blood pressure.
So we got something going on, Bob. That might be you not knowing that you've got something in your document.
Throw away another avocado seed again after watching this. You can make tea from the seed and it contains anti-inflammatory properties, a lot of potassium to regulate your blood pressure, omega-3 fatty acids that are heart friendly, antioxidants that can help prevent type 2 diabetes, which is...
There we go. I don't think he realizes that he's live here. I just turned his microphone off. He doesn't realize that it's even working for some reason. So anyway, I was going to show you a couple, at least one other thing that we got recently. Let me that box right there. So this is a microscope kit that brand new, literally, it had never been out of the box. It's not something you'd use to do PhD level research, but it is absolutely perfect for doing soil-based research and looking at microbes and all kinds of different microorganisms in the soil. And it isn't just the microscope, it has all kinds of other prep equipment with it, including slides and any number of other things. You can mount a camera on it. And again, I don't remember exactly, but I bought this as a part of a lot. There were several other things with it, and it was less than $5, $2 or $3 for it. The auction that just happened Monday was this one up here. I'm going to click on it, and I think when I do that, it's going to take me to a different screen, and then I'll have to switch the screens on you here. Oops, I got to actually click on it and on the site, not where it was there. There. View results. So it's going to show all the lots now. And is that still coming in on the same screen, Mark? Are you seeing it? Okay. Right, that was up at the top, yeah. So here are the lots. And there are a lot of them for this one. This one has over 300, maybe close to 400. I'm going to scroll a little bit till I hit something that was one of the things that I bought. I actually don't think I got much here in this early portion of it. I'm going to switch to where it's showing 100 on a page rather than 25. Because when I'm able to click on it, you're going to see what it is specifically that I got. This gives the auction results over here, what the amounts were that were paid. And not everything is a buy at auction. You can kind of get screwed. I think these Porter bolt cutters, which are fairly large, for $20 is still a good buy. I don't know anything about jewelry. This big pipe wrench, it's pretty massive, 32 inches long, at $26. I guarantee that would be $100 easily if you bought it new, but it's used. So, it's not like an off the charts great buy. There's a ladder, folding ladder for $25 that went for. I think that's a pretty good buy. Bob, if you ever get to where you can control what's happening instead of having background, you should come on, man. Mark, be working with him with text at least. Okay, so that's the first page. I didn't actually buy anything in that first 100 lots. So I'm going to go to page 2. Starting to rain here. Did we get the Gold? Jeff, is it Gregory Gold checked in? All right.
What's that?
Did he get set up okay?
So I believe so.
Okay, cool. Well, here's the first item that I bought. So I'm going to click on this, and it might go to a separate screen. Nope, it doesn't. This is a cordless lawnmower, electric lawnmower. I paid $40 for it. New, this is $260, and this sucker is brand new, never been used. So if you were to buy it in the store, Sunjoe mower would be $260, and I paid $40. So not a bad deal. Not real useful for us here, honestly. So I'll probably resell it, but because we just have much more hay-like pastures that we need to be mowing. And this is probably much more for a residential setting. There it is. Oh, this one, I bought this. So this is a cool one. So $30 for this, a 2-foot ladder, tools and extension cords. So that noise in the background, putter putter, is the rain. So here's just an overview of it. This extension cord is probably 100 feet long. That extension cord alone is $40. There's a drill, Black & Decker, a little bit older. It's a 12 volt rather than 18, which most are today, but still totally useful. All kinds of very cool tools, most of them just about brand new. And again, I never was able to view these live before the auction, so you're taking a little bit of a risk. But I believe that I made a really good buy there. Not as good as some others you can see here. Okay. I bought this Shoshone backpack for $425. It is amazing. You have it right here. Right here. Yep. So this is a $4.25 item. That's easily new. This is $130, $150 maybe. And it looks like it's close to brand new for $4.25. Not bad. All right, let's get down to. So Mark, if anybody throws any questions in, make sure to let me know. Bob, are you in yet? Okay. But let me tell you a couple things about how to bid in auctions, what you should do. When I get to the next item I bought, I'll use that as an example. Because there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And if you do it the wrong way, you can actually just not do well. First, don't buy ever on emotion. So don't just say, you know what, I want that item, and I have a budget, but I'm gonna maybe try to stick to it, but I really want it. Don't do that ever, and always be willing to lose, and set a top price. And the way that these work is that ahead of time, you can actually say what is the top price you will pay. Don't get into the habit, and I'm not going to say that I just don't ever do it, but with a bidding war that occurs in auctions, when they're live, it occurs within seconds, literally. And I'll try to emulate an auctioneer here in a minute. I've been told that I can actually do that all right. And I'll show you how fast it can go. But online, it's got timers associated with it. So usually it starts at 2 minutes. And so if there are two people bidding on something, and there's the last 2 minutes before that's supposed to the bidding was supposed to have closed, then it allows people to bid at least once more if they're losing within that 2 minutes. If they don't, when it gets down to the last minute, it tries to get you emotional and put bids. It even gives you messages usually and says, "Go ahead and bid. You got less than a minute to bid." And once one person has bid, this clock starts over again at 2 minutes. So it'll go back up to 2 minutes. I would highly recommend you don't get into bidding wars. Most often, it's going to not be a good thing. I did it once in this auction and I regret it. It's the worst item that I bought in this auction in terms of the value that I believe I got for it. And it was the most expensive that I bought. And it was a mower that would either go behind an ATV or a UTV or attached to a Bobcat. And it was missing some things. And I knew that. I was going to bid the most $350. I ended up bidding up to $500. I got it. And I was back and forth with a guy or a gal. I don't know what specifically. But Alana had to leave. She's got a conference that she's going to where she does some sessions that she'll talk to us about at another time. Anyway, don't do that. Try to be unemotional about your buying. I stopped scrolling here, so I was talking about that. I was going to get to the next item that I bought. I actually did buy a comic book assortment here. I don't remember which one of these specifically I did get. It was for like $7 or $8. And it actually is, I'm not a comic guy myself, but we'll sell them in our store to these Harvest Host guests and to others. And again, I'll double or triple the price of them. And yet probably the kids that buy them will think they've gotten a huge deal. And they really will have gotten a great deal for it. Notice there were a bunch of different lots of that. So this person who put this stuff into the estate was clearly a comic book fan. Here's the mower. Here's what I bought for $500. And I got way too emotional about this as I was bidding on it. It sells new, by the way, and it is new. It's been stored outdoors. The problem is it's missing some things. It sells for $1,600. So it's not like I did a stupid thing, but I would really rarely ever go this high. And I usually would really rarely ever just get emotional because I was bidding against one person at the very end of this. I wanted to get to the one thing that I think is the best buy that we made in this auction, which is a printer that is going to be used to make literally commercial quality color prints, and in much larger than just a 8.5 by 11 size. It retails, and it's still on the market. I think it's a Canon. It retails for $1,100, and I think, if I remember right, we bought it for $40. It should be coming up here soon. Oh, it's a power supply. I bought some sports cards that, again, I'm also going to sell in this our store situation, which again bought them for dimes on the dollar in terms of their value. This is the one that I no, not this one yet. I actually didn't bid. I actually was bidding on almost all these, and several of them went for much higher than I thought they should. So I backed off. You got to be willing to just take a pass. This dog kennel here did sell really well. I wasn't looking for something this small. There was a larger one that sold for way more than it should have, and I was bidding on that, but I stopped because I wasn't. Here it is. This one sold for $30. It's not a bad buy, but it's not a great buy, which is all I wanted. It was to get it because it was going to be a great buy. I'm going to get to this printer here soon. Interestingly, Deb actually is the one who wanted the printer and saw it when we had both missed it as we were looking through this stuff the first time. And I may miss it now. I think it was fairly late in the auction. And we're getting there. Yeah, you can see there's everything. Jerry cans for gasoline, knives there, wet saw, brake rotors. I mean, when these estate auctions, it just can be anything. I'm getting to where I'm on one more page. I must have missed it because I think we've gone past it. Here, bought these. This is pretty cool. Look at this, $1.50. Okay. This is somebody who was taking a medical assistance class. Everything in here was brand new. And it talked about just being books, but it was way more than that. There's stethoscopes, blood pressure measuring equipment, things to use to practice and giving shots, and then all kinds of books. Just amazing what it had in it. And this one probably didn't sell for very much. And shoot, we weren't going to bid any higher, really, because you didn't have, look at how poor, they did not do a great job photographing what was in this. And these boxes, these bags look like bowling bags. So it wasn't the best display either. Bob, you in? You able to talk? Should I try to unmute him, Mark, or can you try to unmute him? Okay. This kayak went for too much money. I was bidding on this to sit on top kayak. I think it should have probably sold to get a great buy on it for about 100, which is about all the higher that I went, and then I backed off. These duck decoys also went for more than they should have. I think $30 probably should. I mean, it's still not a bad buy, but I think 15 would have been a better. Yeah, we missed that printer. I don't know where it was. It wasn't this late in the auction. Anyway, that's the last lot. So there are 434 lots in this one. So it is 3:46. We got 15 minutes left. You see any questions in there, Mark? I'm going to switch screens here in a second to look at, show one more thing about these auctions. Okay. Here's one that's going to be coming out soon. There's a second estate auction. It's May 22nd would be the next one at this auction house. And there's thousands of these auction houses around the United States, all of which you could be potentially getting things from. Again, don't ever buy tools new. Don't go to Harbor Freight or whatever. You can buy every kind of, especially hand tool you ever need at an auction for a tenth the price that you pay for them typically. And you'll get some stuff that you don't necessarily need or want also, but I'm going to stop sharing here. Back to the screen. Bob just didn't make it for whatever reason. He could not get in. So, Mark, what questions can you think of maybe related to auctions and other things? Yeah, that's a great question and comment. I don't think it's very likely to happen too often because these companies, like you see, this one has 4 or 5 more auctions in the next less than a month. If they start to get a reputation for having misrepresentations of the materials that they're selling, that word's going to spread very quickly. The serious buyers at these kinds of auctions actually know all the different auction houses. They know which ones are reputable and which ones are sketchy. The ones that are sketchy don't stay in business very long usually. So the quality of the items is more based on the reputation and the background of the company that's the auctioneer, probably more than anything. And their descriptions are usually, if anything, conservative to where they're not going to tell you that something is in great shape if it's not, especially something that is a motorized or electric or something to where it's going to have to work for it to have some value for you. That's the way you avoid it. Again, most of these, you don't ever see anything you buy live before the auction. Now, in this auction, I'm going to quickly go back and show you the other one that I went to not too long ago, which is kind of these past auctions. I'll share the screen here in a second. It was this one, the Yoakum auction, because I bought a car. I bought a Cadillac. I bought a backhoe excavator. But this was a live auction, and I went and viewed these the day before the auction. And sometimes I'll take a mechanic with me. I didn't in this case, and feel like I made great buys on both these items. So I'm going to share the screen here again. I believe it's this one. Yeah, Yoakum. There it is. All right, you should be seeing a big tractor here. That, by the way, I think that particular one sold for over $100,000. It was a really, really nice tractor. But this was a live auction, so the way you deal with your question, Mark, is that I drove that backhoe around. I drove that Cadillac around. I had other people that I knew that also helped me look at it. So I could feel like I understood the quality. And until the pandemic, almost all auctions were live, and it was rare to have something that was completely online. Since the pandemic, it's gone just the opposite. It's gone to where most of them are online. They're virtual, and there's very few live ones. This Ranger I was looking at for this auction, and it's a UTV. That's too much. That was way too high of a price for that, I thought. So I didn't bid much higher than about $3,000, and it sold for $7,200. This is another one that even sold for more. That sold for $8,750. This was an exceptionally good auction for farm-related stuff. This guy was a serious farmer who had died. and I wanted to get an air compressor. And again, I didn't get emotional. I didn't bid it up, so I actually didn't get one. Oh, so I was starting to say to you before. Here's how fast things will go at the end of a live auction. And I'll use this air compressor to. Now let's use something that's got a bigger cost. Let's use this new Amana vertical air conditioner. Okay, and it's new in the box. So here's the way they go. All right, our next item is going to be a new in the box Amana vertical air conditioner. This thing is amazing. You can buy this thing today. Where are we going to start the bidding? Okay, let's start the bidding at $1,000. Who's going to give me $1,000? Who's going to give me $1,000? $1,000 for this air conditioner. We're going to give me $1,000. $1,000. Come on now, everybody. This thing's worth way more than that. $1,000. Okay, nobody gave me $1,000. Let's go down to $500. Who's going to be now? $500 for this auction now. Who $500 for this air conditioner? Oh man, is this a nice air conditioner? Air conditioner now for $500. Nobody going to give me $500. Okay, we'll start at $250. Okay, $250 for this. Okay, we got $250 over here now $300. Who's going to give me now $300, now $300? Okay, $300 over here now $300. All right, $325, $325. All right, $310. Going to give me $310 over here. We got $310 now. Let's go a little more over here now. $310 now, $20 now, $20 now, $320 now, $320. Okay, now $320. Let's go now. $330 over here. $330 over here now. $330. How about? Oh, let's back up here. $330 is way too little money for this. This is a vertical air conditioner, brand new in the box. We are only at $320. All right, now $330. Okay, I got $330 over here, now $330. $340 over here, now $340. Gonna get $340. $40. Give me $340. $40. We got $340 over here now. Okay, let's go $350. $350 over here. No, wait a minute. Give me $350. Come on now, let's give me $350. Gotta give me $350. Okay, let's go $345. Okay, $345 over here with $345. Give me 50 now, 50. Give me 50. $350 over there. We got it. $375 now. Get $375. You've been bidding. You're going to lose this sucker over here. $350 now. $375 now. $375. $350 or $350. $375. $373. $373. All right, we'll go $360. Once, going twice. Sold it for $350. And again, that didn't even take 2 minutes for the whole thing from when I started. So that 2-minute countdown, and when it's virtual, seems like an eternity compared to how fast this will go when you're bidding live. And it gets way more. I'm not a professional auctioneer. You should hear how quick they talk and how fast it goes. And they do it just like I bought this thing, this Craig pontoon boat, for $650. This is easily a $2,000 item. Just the trailer alone is a $600-700 more than what I paid for it. And then it's actually something that you use on a lake or a stream to fish off of. So I was pretty excited to be able to get this. Again, I think I had $750 as my top end that I was going to be willing to bid for this. So anyway, what we got for time? 3:56. We're getting close to the top of the hour. Why don't we see what questions we've got? I'm going to turn my screen off. I don't see any other questions. Again, most of you will be watching this as a replay. And got a great webinar tomorrow that is with Barbara Jean. Mark, why don't you share your screen for just a second and show us a little bit about Barbara Jean, even just from your email that you sent out on it, if you will. Here we go. Oh, she's an herb exchange. That's right. I was saying essential oils, but she's in the Sonoma Valley in California, and she does an herb exchange, which will be really cool. But I was close, and it's herbalists, and essential oils come from herbs typically. So here she shows how to make hand sanitizer with one of her interviews she's done. So that is at 2 a.m. Mark's time. This is obviously what he sees. So 2 a.m. is 12 hours different. So it's 2 p.m. our time. All right. Well, we are very close to the top of the hour. And you guys have been awesome, as always. I'm going to go out and meet our guests that are staying here with us when we're done here. Oh, Nuggets. Semifinals, National Basketball Association. So those of you watching in Bangladesh, I know that's a big deal to you. Basketball is way bigger than either soccer or cricket. Come on, cricket. Who wants to play cricket? But actually not. Cricket's way bigger in most places in the world than basketball is. So anyway, the Nuggets are playing the Lakers from Los Angeles in the NBA National Basketball Association semifinal second game tonight. Best of 7. The ones that will go on to the finals. So, Mark, any last words? All right. Well, we had fun. So let's see everybody that we can tomorrow. I've already told Mark there's a good chance I won't be there. I've got a dog competition. But there's a chance. I just don't know. You never know the timings of what you're going to do when you're doing that particular sport that you guys know that I'm involved with. So why don't we say goodbye from Northern Colorado and from Bangladesh? Out.